This goes out to all the guys watching. If you want a girl to feel like you had a good date, make her the focus, make her the priority, make her talk, ask her lots of questions, be interested in the answers. I swear to God, she's gonna think that you had a great date. I mean, I'm single. I'm just... I'm single, obviously. That hasn't worked for me. Do you get asked for ID when you buy alcohol? Oh yeah. Yeah. Didn't I tell you this story a few years back? I think it was like 28. In Sweden, we have this like on energy drinks. We have this 15-year-old age limit. You need to be above 15 years old to buy any form of caffeine, really. I guess coffee is fine, but you know, any form of canned caffeine drink, beverage. So I was standing there in line. I bought like a Red Bull for some reason. And she was like, do you have ID? And I was like, for what? She's like, well, for the energy drink, we gotta make sure everyone is like above the age that is required. I was like, okay, so what's the required age for buying Red Bull? She's like 15. I was like, okay. So I handed her my ID. She was like, oh, you're a little older. That's good. You gotta take it as a compliment. I was like, it's not a compliment to be mistaken for a 15-year-old boy. When your age starts with the number 3, that's when you know. Erectile dysfunction. I don't have any problems. It's fine. I'm not old. I can't even suck on it till tomorrow. That's a Swedish expression. You know, when we have to think about something, we say we gotta suck on it till tomorrow. That's the honest truth. I'm not even making that up. Swedish people are a strange bunch, aren't they? Yeah. Take your thumb out of your ass. It means to get up and do something. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you'll get there. I know applying for jobs sucks. Here, we have this huge, like, it's a website by the government with like available jobs, and every job is like top tier doctor, like, you know, super high education required, or it's like a cleaning lady or cleaning man. It's like either or. It's nothing in between. It's either like the top tier or the bottom of the bunch. I mean, if people like to like work as a cleaning person, they can. I just don't consider that as a top tier job. You know, it doesn't require that much, you know, knowledge. As a doctor, you know, we were comparing the doctors and the different jobs, right? Job-phobic, come on. Believe me, I've been working in industry jobs the last 12 years. I know. I've been on the bottom. I know. That's why I can say things like that. He's too good looking to be locked in a factory, damn it. Have you guys seriously ever considered, like, what it would be like to just sell everything you have and just like move out in the woods and just like grow your own potatoes and vegetables and just don't Link. Well, he's going down in style. Recently, for no reason related to this, but recently, like on Facebook, I've started to see lots of commercials and advertisement for lack of beard. If that's even a thing, like, oh, you want to get better beard? Just take this little thing that you roll on your cheeks and the beard will just start growing. It's like, does that really work? And if that actually worked, wouldn't people use that on their head? There's really one thing that I really wish I had, and it's like, I would never have like a full-grown beard. I just wanted like the 4 days of not shaving, like the tiny. That's all I want, dude. I don't know if it's a Swedish thing as well, because the more you like someone, the meaner you are. But you never mean with the intention of hurting someone, right? You mean because like it's a friendly banter. A really rude I would never be rude. A very nice guy. You know, if I see a cat, a stray cat on the street, I actually bend down and pet it for a few seconds, and then I keep on going. That's how nice I am. Did you ask the cat if he wanted to be pet? Every cat wants to be pet. They just want some affection and love. It's... I'm not touching the cat in the private parts. I'm petting it on the back. Like you're supposed to do. You don't need consent from a cat petting it on the back. Cats love that. Which Zelda is your favorite and which Link is your favorite Link? Let's start there. Which Link is your favorite Link? And it has nothing to do with the game, but like design-wise, who is your favorite Link? Twilight Princess? I would actually agree with you there. I think Twilight Princess is, design-wise, the best. I didn't mind his appearance in Breath of the Wild. I think the cartoon cel-shaded style is pretty cool. But I think Twilight Princess with the more realistic graphics is where it's at. So, which Zelda is the best looking one? The original pixelated Zelda, yeah. That looks fantastic. Best looking Zelda is Sheik. Sheik is actually one of my favorite characters. I think for me, it's the red eyes. Obviously, it's just contacts. But you know, it's still cool. I remember when I was like a kid, how like the smallest problem just became massive. Because like your bubble and your friendship, it was so tiny. So I remember one thing in particular. One day we were painting with like, you know, colors, water colors, whatever it's called. I must have got some on my hand. And then it was like, I guess it itched on the back of my head. So I got some red on the back of my head. It was not a lot, it was just like a little bit. But I remember two girls were laughing and were like, "Did you color your hair, Bodus?" And I was like, "Yeah." So they were like, "And you colored it red?" I was like, "Yeah." And I went home, I was so nervous. And it was like, it was literally nothing, dude. It was like the smallest thing. But I just remember they laughed and I was so, you know, I was so like, my God, what have I done? I guess kids these days are just like, well, more educated, right? Dude, I swear to God, when we were like 12 and we had like in school, like the first class of like, you know, sexual education or whatever it's called. I swear, like none of us, we didn't think about that. Even kissing girls at the time was like, no, we can't do that. Kids these days, dude, it's a whole different story. Most terrifying thing as a child for me were bees and wasps. Could not deal with them at all because I ran away terror when they got close to me. I remember we had like Lego. And we built like a maze. And we caught like wasps. And we added like plastic on top of everything so we could see them moving around. And they were furious. It's crazy that we never got stung. But that's how I spent my summer as like a 13-year-old. I wasn't chasing girls. I was collecting wasps in my Lego maze, please. Do you guys remember when you had to like pay a service to get like a certain tune? Like you would pay a monthly fee or whatever. And you would get like the ringtone of the week or whatever it was. And I couldn't do that because I had like a Siemens M35, whatever it was called. So if I wanted to get like my own custom ringtone, I had to like note by note, like type in the numbers with breaks and pauses, and it was like, it took forever. And I remember the first song I ever got as a custom song was Miss Jackson. I would just like let it ring because I was so thrilled that it could actually like play my song. This goes out to all the guys watching. If you want a girl to feel like you had a good date, put her in focus mode. Like, make her the focus, make her the priority. And I swear to God, make her talk. Ask her lots of questions, be interested in the answers. I swear to God, she's gonna think that you had a great date. Don't talk about yourself unless you're forced to. I mean, I'm single. I'm single, obviously. That hasn't worked for me. I am one of the oldest ones here, obviously. I feel an obligation to be like giving good advice to people. Let me give you guys an example, right? So let's say she says, "I like blue flowers," and it's never brought up again. So after 6 months, you buy her a bouquet of like the blue flowers, and that's just gonna show that you actually listened to her in the first place and you were interested enough to remember it. See, that's key. How you win a girl's heart. That's what I think. I'm still single though, so how would I know? Yeah, okay, you can't remember everything, right? But I would say make it a priority to remember what she's saying. And that's coming from someone with a lot of experience in failing. So, there's not that many times that girls have approached me and be like, "Hello, what's your name? You look like a nice person." Those things doesn't happen, dude. I have a story for you guys. So again, Saturday, me and my friends were out, and I'm starting to think that it's my hometown that's the issue here. We were on the dance floor. My friend, was dancing around, you know, checking out people around the dance floor. A girl came to him, and she was looking at him, he was looking at her, and, you know, they started dancing a little bit. I don't know how it's, like, they talked a little bit, and then she disappeared, and then she came back, and she did like this on his head, like, you're small. That's what she was trying to go for, like, you're tiny. They were like the same height. And he was like, you're too young for me anyway. I don't know how old she was, but he was like, you're too young. She was like, no, I'm not. It doesn't matter, or something like that. And then she asked, like, how big is your D? And he was like, it's big enough. Don't worry about that. And she was like, and she started dancing like that. And it kind of went crazy. She went up on this little stage and kept on doing this to him. I don't know what happened, dude. These things are like normal in my hometown.